Hello, Mr. Zwilling.
Well, hello there.
I'm Donna Myers, and I work with your doctor here in the office. And he asked if we could spend some time together. He just completed your physical, I believe,
Right.
and he made some suggestions for your health. And he wanted me to just kind of follow up on that with you and see what you're thinking.
I was very happy that he said I was kind of boring, actually. It's good to be boring. But I didn't like everything he said because he really still thought I might be a good candidate to take a little bit of medication. And you know how I hate medication.
Oh, I understand that. Absolutely. Well, aren't you doing well? Everything else is good, right?
Everything is great. I love hiking and I love the things that I do. So, I can't complain.
Well, that's wonderful. So the one thing he brought up was about high cholesterol. I looked at your chart and he documented that. High cholesterol. You don't have high blood pressure. You're the right body mass or size. You eat well. You exercise. You're doing a lot of wonderful, good things for your body. But that cholesterol, or they call them triglycerides, are just a little bit too high. And that's what he talked to you about, I
Yeah, and
believe.
I don't frankly understand that because I thought I was doing all the right things and I don't have any symptoms, so I don't know what the problem is.
Absolutely. Would you mind if I shared just a couple things that he may not have covered in detail? Because I'd like to have your thoughts about that.
Certainly,
Okay,
appreciate that.
sure. Um, Triglycerides were all made differently, and our body has to have so much fat, and it circulates in our bloodstream. And we benefit from that. But if it's too much, we don't always benefit from too much fat in the bloodstream because then it gets deposited and makes the sides of the blood vessels rigid and also clogs them up. So it's kind of like minerals collecting in a pipe, because from the water, and it especially happens somewhat as we get older. So there's more of a problem with those fats or triglycerides clogging up our circulatory system. And you don't have any problems with hypertension, but which is high blood pressure, by the way. But if ever it got clogged, any vessel, to the extent that it got kind of inflamed and irritated with the clog, that clog might break loose and go to other parts of your body. That's how people get strokes. So the obviously I wouldn't hope anything like that would ever happen to you, but it'll be important for you to continue to do the good things you're doing with your health, with your exercise, with your nutrition, and take care of that triglycerides. What do you think about that?
Well, I don't feel like I've done anything differently than I've ever done, and in fact, if anything, I cut back on, my ice cream, my favorite things, and yet, I'm getting a little bit of bad news here, which I don't feel is necessarily appropriate since I don't feel anything myself.
No symptoms. I think if I hear you correctly, you don't have any symptoms, you don't have any problems. Why would medication be necessary? You're not sick and you don't have any problem or
Right,
symptoms, right?
right,
Is that kind of where you're coming from?
exactly.
Um, Let me offer one more thing. Is that okay?
Sure.
One more thought. And that is sometimes, just like taking immunizations for the flu, sometimes we take some medicine to make it so our body doesn't get ill, doesn't get affected by disease or by infection. So we do some things that are preventative. I think maybe as much as anything, lowering your fats or your triglycerides would be preventative for you. What do
Well,
you
that
think?
makes sense. I don't mind taking a flu shot every year, and I think it's good to think ahead a little bit.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most, how are you feeling about maybe trying this out with simvastatin? I think is what your doctor mentioned.
Yes, the truth is, I can I can deal with it, and so if it makes sense and what you're explaining does make sense to me, he never put it in that preventive mode. It was I think I took it maybe as I had a serious problem or something, and that didn't sit well with me. But I don't mind doing preventive things, and so I feel like probably is the right thing to do.
Excellent. Let me volunteer to be kind of at your disposal. The next time you come in to see the doctor, you've tried the medication for your simvastatin, or for your triglycerides, the medication simvastatin, and we could check in with one another and see how you're doing.
Okay, well, I'm happy that I had the chance to catch up a little bit,
Good.
and you
Me
put
too.
a whole new perspective on
Thank you.
it. Okay,
We'll see each other.
right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.